are back with the Afterwatch. We are talking about My Hero Academia. I'm Tim. With me is...
Joelle.
That's right. We're one person down. We hope he feels better.
Yeah, man, it's hard when one man goes down.
Yeah. I always say I got to be more funny.
Right, you do.
Usually I'm like kind of, I don't know, would you say uptight?
I don't know about uptight.
I know you're the voice of reason over there.
I try to kind of pull you guys two together.
Yeah. I think I'm the more direct, like, keeping it on track.
Right.
And you're the one, like, just calm down. But anyway.
We'll get through it.
Yeah. And we're going to get through episode 59. What's the big idea? That's like Todoroki saying that to
what is the big idea?
Yaroshi.
Yaroshi could be saying the same thing to him.
I guess. I feel like he started it, though. Because
true.
At one point, Todoroki's just like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Before he realizes the backstory and all that.
True, right.
Okay.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, but before we do, I do want to remind you guys, subscribe if you haven't.
Yes, please.
Yes, please. Keep those reviews coming on the Apple Podcast. We appreciate it. We appreciate getting the comments. And send some more questions.
Yeah, where do we get those questions sent to?
That's at fictionalquestions@gmail.com.
All right.
Oh, and before we get into the episode, though, I do want to bring up that we got recognized as one of the top 10 My Hero Academia podcasts.
Woohoo!
If you want to check out the blog, it's over on feedspot.com. I told them I mentioned that.
Nice.
So I won't tell you where we placed, but hopefully... we're even higher up next time, right? Yeah, I've seen a bunch of different top 10s and stuff. Sometimes we're higher, sometimes we're lower. But
Either way, just keep listening to us. That's fine.
Yeah, because that's what we care about. We care about you guys listening and enjoying it. Like we said, if you have any comments or things you'd like us to cover, fictionalquestions@gmail.com. All right, what's the synopsis?
Well...
Yeah?
We've had this, I think, couple episodes of this provisional licensing going on for the students.
Winding down.
Yeah, we're getting to the this is pretty much the final...
countdown?
I won't say final countdown. I almost did, but basically, yes.
It's fine, yeah.
And, they flash back to 3 weeks earlier. We have the whole committee planning this all out. And, they're all talking together and saying, we really need to train our heroes because of this whole thing with All Might losing his powers, and Endeavor is pretty much has been pushed into the number one spot, but he doesn't have that same, feeling or like...
Well, I don't think he inspires people the way that All Might did.
Right.
That was the point.
Right.
He was a symbol of peace.
Yes.
It wasn't just that he was stopping crime, but he was also assuring people that they were okay.
Well,
he had that big grin, the I am here.
Yeah.
That was his whole deal.
Exactly.
Endeavor doesn't put off that vibe.
No, not
As
not
we learn
really.
about in this episode a little bit.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah.
So, that's why when they thought about this licensing exam, they really thought, well, we really need to focus on cooperation because we need these heroes and all these people out here as soon as possible because we need to have a strong force because now that...
Strong force united.
Yes, because
all saying
all
the same
the heroes
thing.
are united because we have all these rumblings of other people that kind of be either, following along Stain or maybe other ideals they might want to push their
There are more
agendas.
people out there than just Shigaraki, but,
Right.
I mean, he's pretty formidable as it is. So.
Exactly.
Anyway.
So we go back to the arena where all the kids are saving the people from the Huck.
Yeah, because that's what was going on last time. They're doing the saving thing.
Yep.
And then Gang
Orca just comes rushing in, and it's like, it's not easy when villains are also attacking you at the same time.
Yeah, doesn't even Eraserhead even call out that this would be hard even for a pro hero.
Right. He did. He was talking to, what's her name?
Joke.
Yes,
Miss Joke.
Miss Joke. Yep. So this second test, the students actually start with a set of points. And they're kind of going over it, and it's graded based on how many they lose. So you get like a set amount, and then after you fall under a threshold, like 50, but then they completely fail, and they can't regain their points back.
Right. So it's like, you start with 100, and then, like you said, if you go below 50 you're out. It doesn't matter.
No matter what you do after that fact,
you can't
you're
gain
out.
points.
Right. So that's why it's like funny when you're seeing the previous episode when they were trying to start saving some of the kids or the Huck people.
Yeah, and
they look
oh,
like
this
kids
looks
to
bad.
Me. Yeah, and they're like, minus points.
Right.
Yeah, you still don't know how many, but yeah. So Gang Orca comes running in, and he attacks like an orca, but on land.
Right.
So he has like ultrasonic waves that paralyze.
Yeah.
So, and of course, they rush in right where the whole first aid area is set up.
Well, that makes sense.
Well, yeah,
because no one's expecting it there, right?
Right.
You're supposed to be safe in this, the
So
triage area.
Shindo jumps in and says, "I got this. Don't worry about it. Just keep saving everybody."
Yeah.
But he makes quick work of him.
Well, yeah. I mean, he had a good move, which was like pulsing the ground,
right, to try
and kind
to
of breaking
earthquake.
up.
Yeah, kind of like what he did to Class 1A.
Yeah, it kind of worked on a henchman, but
not on.
no, one hit, he was knocked down.
You could tell he was just like.
Oh,
Like
and
reeling.
And he's
like,
a second year too.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. Okay.
So we see that happening, and then so Todoroki's over with Pinky and Ojiro with Sue, and they were and Momo. They were by kind of like in that water area. And then so they basically are like, what is happening? Like, so they basically send Todoroki, Pinky, and Ojiro over there to help because Sue and Momo are staying back to help keep evacuating the people.
Yeah.
So as they're coming, Todoroki is like trying to throw his ice out at Gang Orca, and then
and it did make a big
impact.
But it didn't stop him.
Right.
So that's why he wanted to change it up.
Yep.
So he was going to go with the fire, but
the whirlwind totally from our favorite.
Yeah, Yaroshi.
Yaroshi or Nasa, and that totally just blows his fire away.
Well, the heat makes, or...
The heat rises in a way.
Exactly.
So it's just like, he just blew it away.
Who started first? I feel like Todoroki was on the attack.
Yep.
And the other guy came in to make him look bad or to make himself look good.
Right.
And threw a wrench in the whole deal.
But then didn't even think about how is this going to affect his power or what. He
was also mad already because he sees Todoroki.
Well, he does. But then we don't really know exactly yet, but coming up here.
Yeah, exactly.
And so you kind of get the flashback of him when he was a little kid, and he's like, I love heroes.
Yeah,
like,
Yaroshi.
You totally see like him as the hero persona, kind of like Deku, very gung-ho about heroes.
He's talking about passion, though.
Yeah, no, but
he brought that. Remember, he brought that up when he was like,
right.
when they were in the first test, bringing up about heroes and their passion.
Right. So then he wanted to go to Endeavor to get his autograph because he's like, yeah. But of course, before he could even ask him, Endeavor just slaps his pen and
nobody got time for that.
Oh my gosh! And he just saw the look of hatred,
anger
in Endeavor's eyes at something that is just too far-reaching from him.
So, what do you think? Do you think that the anger is actually there, or do you think that's something that Yaroshi is just kind of seeing, like interpreting it weirdly?
I think you could see the anger, honestly. I mean, at least I think you could see the frustration. Maybe it's more frustration.
We'll get into it after.
We'll get to more.
Okay.
And then, of course, he runs into Todoroki, too, during the preliminary, but I guess that's a little later that we get that flashback. But he kind of he says, well, I see the same look that Endeavor had in this guy's eyes, in Todoroki's eyes.
Right.
While he's fighting in the UA entrance exams.
Yeah, but I think we do have a little bit of...
It's a little later.
Okay.
Yeah. So, because they have a little bit of a tussle with their winds and the flames keep fighting back.
They keep doing it, and it's like, what the heck?
Yeah, and then... At one point, they almost got Shindo, who was paralyzed, and then Deku runs in there and like grabs him, and he's like, "What the hell are you doing?" Like, really?
Exactly.
He's like, "This is not a situation
there's a villain
to be fighting."
standing there,
yeah, and you guys are like bickering.
Yeah, why are you guys not? Really?
And
Gang Orca is just like
Gang
standing there.
Orca is just like,
really?
Wow, this like in front of me, really? He's like shaking his head.
Yeah.
And then even like his villains were already, his henchmen already took quick, like one of them got Todoroki on one of his arms.
Yeah, the cement gun thing.
Yeah. And he's like, well, you're going to get paralyzed here soon.
Yeah.
And so, and then we flash back to Inasa's background when he's like, again, he's never been afraid since he was a
walk-ons.
kid. He loves bugs. Like he was grabbing all the bugs. Everybody was all freaked out about it. And then where he really talks about the passion of the heroes, and that always fired him up, and he always wanted to be a hero.
Yeah.
Until he met Endeavor and saw the hatred that Endeavor had in his eyes. That maybe not hatred, more like jealousy, maybe in a way.
Well,
but
okay.
And then Todoroki had the same eyes when they were getting to UA because he was actually at those exams with him.
Yeah, I didn't see Momo though.
I know.
So
true.
You think that was a different? Maybe it's just a different test.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. And he raced against Todoroki and won that time. And he was
did.
even trying to, like, even though he saw how Todoroki was acting in the UA
very,
preliminary
like,
exam.
in his head.
Yeah, and he was, like, not caring what anybody said to
Well,
him.
we knew, like, he was really emo.
Right.
Like, it took that, what was the tournament?
The tournament, in front of everybody where Bakugo won. Right.
Yeah, it took that where Deku kind of brought it out of him and got him to use the flames and everything for him to, like, actually start
realizing.
Well, not just realizing, actually then communicating and being a part of the group.
True. But I guess in a way it's still realizing and kind of opening up his mind because it was so closed before then, too. But he even tried to make up with Todoroki. He's like, maybe I could just be friendly with him and then he'll be cool. But nope, he just glares at him.
Shut up.
Yeah, right. You know, as Todoroki's sitting there with, you know, half of himself paralyzed, he's like, wow, you know, I've been rejecting my father so much that I just couldn't think of anything this whole time. And you know.
Especially back in the day.
Yeah, especially back then. So, of course, Gang Orca already takes out Inasa and Todoroki. And then.
Because they're just basically standing there like, what the heck?
Yeah. And then as they're both contemplating what they've happened.
I should get back into this test.
Yeah.
Well, too late.
And then, of course, they go back to Deku and Shindo's like, you know, I can still move. My brain's a little shaken. But so then he blasts the ground around Gang Orca to try to get them, you know, away from focusing on Todoroki and Inasa. But then it's like they finally are realizing, we're stupid because we're just competing with each other. And we didn't even do anything to actually, like...
And they're actually pretty incapacitated. Like, they can't even move.
They can't, no,
they're kind of with it. They in their mind.
I mean, in their minds, they're thinking, but they're just paralyzed. Yeah. Right. So it's like, Gang Orca is like, dude, you had a futile attempt to just even stop him after being paralyzed. And mistakes were made. I mean, like, really, it's like, this is an exam, and here you are acting like little children.
Exactly, because what if this was real life?
Yeah, right.
What if there were people you need saving?
So you like, fight each other?
Infighting and stuff, But they do, at some point, we need to fix this.
Right.
They kind of summon their...
so then they're like, okay, we're going to figure it out. And then now, finally, when they're both paralyzed still, did their best to muster their energies to use the fire and win together.
Yeah, which...
And, like... Not evaporate, what do you call it? Dehydrate, I guess.
Yeah.
Gang Orca in a way to kind of see if that will paralyze him.
It actually could work if they, you know...
had more, weren't paralyzed.
He even says, like, a lesser villain might have been, like, freaked out and stopped by this, but not me. I'm number 10 and all
and
this
then his gang, you know, was like, shoot, we gotta go save the boss. Like, you know, dude, something's happening over there. So they're trying to go back, but Deku's already attacking them. And then Ojiro comes in, as well as Pinky and
Tokiyami.
Yeah, Tokiyami. Sue even comes in, and they're like, "Whoa, Sue, dude, what's that?" She's like, "Yeah, she got like new camo skills, like camouflage."
Yeah, the camouflage. She like totally stealthed in there.
Yeah, that was awesome. She was like a little rogue in there.
But I guess she finished up saving all the people in that area.
So then she came back to help. Look at that. So and then the
hair guy,
the big hair man, saves Ojiro.
I think it's Mora.
Yeah. And, of course, Gang Orca had already blown the fire and went away. So, of course,
there was also the moment where Todoroki stops the henchman with the ice. So he's doing the fire and the ice at the same time. So would still
be slightly paralyzed.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And you see the flashback. Do you think it's because he's just like, he's just laying there, he's not doing anything else, so he can just, that's all he has to do is figure out his power? Because he'd been trying to work on that as part of an ultimate,
to be able to use,
to
be able to use both. So at one point, like, the Gang Orca was going to come up to them, is like, see, you guys still couldn't defeat me.
Well, yeah, because he blows off the
he blows off the fire with his water.
Yeah.
So, and then, of course, Deku comes in right at the end and gets him by his gauntlet.
Yeah,
and
shoot style on the gauntlet.
Yeah, but then that's when the exam ends. And then what is, he's like, already?
I think it's like mid-air.
No, he got, like, he hit him, and that was it. And then even, because all the people from the Huck were saved. So, and the villains even had like, what do you call it, handicaps in a way. So they could have been even a lot stronger, but they had to wear like these, I don't know, weights or whatever to kind of.
Yeah, we kind of saw that in
like with when they're fighting All Might, right?
The
Deku
other test.
and Bakugo. So, now they go on to evaluation, and they're seeing how many mistakes they've made.
Yeah.
And
we do kind of
see like the list get posted, but you don't know who passed.
Well, I think you kind of can guess. And it is funny when the horn sounds at the end. You do see Bakugo just then walking away as the other two guys have
carrying the
Huck guys.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's coming back around on them too. But I think at some point we do see, because that Mara guy, he's up there, the announcer.
Oh, right.
He's kind of talking about, oh man, this will be over soon. I'll get to sleep.
Finally get to sleep.
Yeah. But I think you see a score go down to fail, and I think it's Bakugo. Like, I think you see the bottom of the picture.
Oh.
I think it's when he called him out.
Ooh.
Remember that? What the hell did you say? That was from that one.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
I think you even kind of got
a little picture
hint of where some of this is going.
Some foreshadowing.
Yeah. So the scoring system, I guess that's all right. I mean, do you think they should have told him a little bit more? No, because you
need to put them in a real life situation like that.
Yeah, it was tough though. Yeah. I mean, it was tough, but I guess that's the point.
But that's what they wanted.
They're going to be up against villains.
The committee already was like pushing. We need to have an equal front, and we need to push these heroes and make them stronger faster.
Yeah.
And the only way to do this is just throw them in there, and at least it's a controlled environment rather than you're throwing them out there with real villains. So.
Right. What do you think of that whole Todoroki and his dad being basically alike? Todoroki hates him so much that he's become him. That whole thing.
It's true. I mean,
because you even see it at a point.
You do see, though.
He talks about, there's still that flame of hatred inside me.
Right.
He still has to deal with it. It's still a little bit there.
I guess in a way, it comes differently from Endeavor and All Might versus Todoroki and his dad as well.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of just like where the background of how that is festering is different.
Yeah, because we did see that Endeavor, I guess now we can talk about it, is always
he always
mad
feels like he's always like one step behind him. He can never.
Well, it's because All Might has a cheat. Kind of.
Yes.
He has the superpower.
Right.
And whereas it doesn't matter how much Endeavor works out or whatever he does.
He just can't, He
has a limit because it's Hellfire. And that's part of the reason that he tried to make a perfect
prodigy
child.
that will surpass him and surpass All Might.
Yeah, and became a terrible dad in the
process.
Yeah. But I think there's some of that. There's some of that hatred for the system and the way it's working.
But
I also
think
think
his personality, though.
It's a personality. Yeah. It's also that he always keeps flames on his face, right?
Right.
And that's for intimidation and stuff. So do you think that anger and stuff is part of his act of intimidation?
Maybe it's just his look.
Yeah, I think
that's just look he's trying to.
Maybe it's not just anger. Maybe he can draw on that anger to show that.
True.
Whereas All Might was different because he didn't really. He was able to show his power in such a different way.
Yes.
And they also have very different personalities too. Become different.
Which comes into play very much.
Yeah, because All Might, I think, has a thankfulness that Endeavor didn't have because All Might was quirkless.
Yes. Which is kind of like Deku.
Yeah.
How he's feeling too. Right.
Yeah. And I think we're going to get some other parallels too, right?
Right.
So it was actually Todoroki that made him Yaroshi quit UA, right?
It was, really. Yeah, so Yaroshi might have been in their class if Todoroki hadn't acted like an ass.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or sorry.
Basically. Yeah. Deku's always coming in there at the last minute to save. I guess that's a hero move.
Well, yeah, and it's funny, though. It's like Deku already understands the picture, and he's like, why are you guys, fooling around? And it's like he kind of is starting to see how everything... He knows what's going on, and it's like, dude, what the hell is happening?
But he's also kind of on the sidelines, watching it, too. He's kind of distracted as well, because he does have to jump in twice. He jumps in to grab Shindo.
Right. And then jumps in to fight the henchman off, too. Right.
And to kick what's-his-face in the gauntlet.
Gang-Orca,
yeah. So I feel he was distracted as well. So this whole thing looks kind of bad on people, but mostly Todoroki...
And Inasa,
yeah. Do you want to talk about Endeavor now?
Yeah, let's do that.
So my thing with Endeavor, and without getting too far into it, because I have read the manga and stuff, so I know a little bit more. Mm-hmm. But Endeavor at this point is very much the same Endeavor we've always seen.
Right.
And I think, so we'll cover him what he's like right now, and then maybe as we get farther along.
We can talk more about him again.
Yeah,
See how his character development has gone.
I mean, there is somewhat of an arc. I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
I'm just saying.
I don't know how that would go.
A little more.
Yeah. So anyway, what's his quirk? It's Hellfire, right?
Hellflame, actually.
Oh, okay.
Hellflame. So NG's quirk allows him to produce and manipulate large amounts of extremely intense fire at will.
Yeah.
He appears to be immune to other flames
Okay.
and can easily control the shape and temperature of the blaze as well. His level of control enables Endeavor to utilize his flames in unorthodox ways, such as concentrating flames and heat to his feet to achieve limited flight, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Using too much of his power will overheat his body, causing a depletion of stamina and impairment of his physical functions.
And that's what we were talking about before, how he saw that as his main weakness, why he could never get above All Might is because he had a limit.
So he had to make the perfect offspring in order to counteract that weakness.
Yeah, the fire and ice.
The flame. Yep.
Oh, man.
Yep.
Stats.
So power is S+.
Power is S+?
Yeah, S+.
I believe it. He's the most powerful.
Yeah, besides All Might.
I mean,
well, now he is. But
yeah.
Speed is A+.
Yeah.
Technique's an A.
Uh-huh.
Intelligence B.
Yeah.
Doting father S. I don't know what doting father means in this context, but
he's very involved with his children.
Yeah, very involved, but I don't know about doting.
Right.
I don't know if that's the term I would use now.
I feel like some of these, the special power at the end, whatever you want to call it, I think it's tongue in cheek a lot of times.
Yeah, especially the last one. Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd want that as a doting
we've said enough about him in the past, just dealing with Todoroki and all that kind of stuff. Did you know that actually one of the little trivia points that they have here is that at first he was going to be an instructor at the school, but they found that dynamic, I guess, it disrupted the balance basically between like the Bakugo Deku balance.
Oh, if they put him in
if Endeavor was always there.
So it might, yeah, that's true. It might be clashing in terms of
it would become
plot points, right?
It would become more of a triangle, or maybe even Bakugo might get sidelined.
Yep, right.
Because you would always have All Might versus Endeavor, so you'd always have
Todoroki versus Deku, which is not really.
So they changed that up.
That makes sense.
His name contains the kanji for roar, flame, and boss.
Yeah, he bosses everybody around, and he always trying to mouth off at people, and he's flaming. So there we go.
Yeah, and of course, Endeavor means attempting to achieve a goal, which is kind of like fitting for him,
right?
Because he's always trying to reach for that number one.
Striving for that spot, right?
Yeah, he's been endeavoring to get there, and now that he has it, we'll see where it goes.
Yeah,
right?
Except he obtained it in the way that he felt is not.
It wasn't
worthy of what he thought.
Correct, because he didn't do anything to get it.
It was just given to them.
Yeah, basically. And he doesn't like that. He likes to work for it.
Right.
It's kind of the same thing with Bakugo in the sports festival, right?
Right.
Where Todoroki fell out, and so he won. And he was mad,
right?
And had to be muzzled.
Right, right.
In fact, the trivia here kind of parallels the two of them together because they both have ignition type quirks.
Oh,
right?
Okay.
They both aim to be that number one hero.
Right.
They both have a rivalry with One for All user.
True.
Right?
True about that.
They both have hot tempers and aggressive behavior.
Okay.
Especially against a major character.
Right.
Do I need to go on?
No, that's okay. I think you've said plenty enough there.
I've said my case.
Yeah.
But anyway, I like Endeavor, but I think at this time it's really hard to like him.
Right.
I think
we have to see a little more.
I think what you would say is when I say like him, I think I respect him because of all the stats that you just did.
Oh, true.
Like he's super BA at everything that he can do.
Right.
But he's just not a good person.
That too. But then it's like he's still number 2. Or he's still like, I mean, out of how many heroes there are?
Well, I'll say this.
Like you're the almost number 1, but yet you still feel like this. Like that's what gets me.
yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, and you see that people know the effect of what this is doing to people because he's not a good person to have in number one spot.
No, not if you're trying to unite people for your cause.
Someone who just like
heroes,
knocks kids' autograph books away, right?
Right. No.
Yeah, it's not very good. And I think when I say they don't respect him or whatever, it's not that he doesn't try hard or do all that stuff. And maybe he has a reason. He feels justified in what he did with his family and all that stuff.
Right.
Do the ends justify the means?
Right.
And I think
not at
we've
this point,
seen.
No.
I don't think you can ever. I think
Yeah.
if there's ever a redemption, it will come at a big, steep price for him.
Right.
Just because some of those things that he did with kids, with his wife, with Todoroki, we've seen it. Those are hard things to overcome and get forgiveness for, I guess.
Right.
But who knows where that's going to go?
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. We will be back next time with more My Hero Academia.
Yes, our watch has ended, right?
That's right. Oh, you said it. Oh,
I'm
man.
sorry. I didn't want to take it from you. You go say it.
Yeah, okay. No, it's fine. I've been Tim.
And I've been Joelle.
Take care, guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Fictional characters. Am I getting through to you at all?